Selfie with a bear. The beauty of the Carpathian Mountains in Romania has hidden a dark secret. An adventurous motorcyclist in search of a special selfie ignored all safety warnings. He thought he could tame a mother bear. This wasn't a mistake. This was an immediate death sentence. July 3, 2025, Ferenc Zin, an Italian motorcyclist, had come to the heights of Romania for adventure. In the middle hours of the day, as Zin was riding, he noticed the presence of an adult mother brown bear accompanied by several of her cubs. He parked his motorcycle. Despite the area's warnings, he decided to get extremely close to the bears to take souvenir photos. An examination of Zin's phone evidence revealed a shocking reality. He had approached an extremely dangerous distance, but photography wasn't his only goal. Zin tried to feed the bears and even pet them. The mother bear, seeing her cubs in direct danger, became enraged. In an instinctive and aggressive reaction, the animal charged at him with full speed and power. The Italian motorcyclist had no chance to defend himself or escape. The attack was sudden and crushing. The animal severely injured him and then dragged his body toward a small ravine on the roadside. Other passing tourists witnessed the final moments of this horror. They immediately called emergency services. Rescue teams were dispatched quickly, but unfortunately the injuries were far too severe. The damage to the neck and chest caused the Italian motorcyclist to die instantly. This was the tragic end of a deadly mistake. Romanian environmental authorities ordered that the mother bear be killed for public safety.
Selfie with a train.
3 teenagers thought this distance was enough for a deadly selfie, but in October 2011 in Utah, the sound of the first train drowned out the warning of the second train. This is the story of Isa Ricker, Kelsey Webster, and Savannah Webster. The Spanish Fork Canyon area in the state of Utah, the girls decided to stand beside the rails and take a photo as the train passed. This location had 2 parallel tracks. Each track carried trains from an opposite direction, but the girls did not take this critical fact seriously. At the moment when the first train was passing with massive noise, they raised their phone. The loud sound of the first train was the beginning of the disaster. This sound prevented them from hearing the warning horn and from feeling the vibrations of the approaching second train. The distance between the 2 tracks was extremely narrow and unsafe, but the girls believed that this small space was enough for them. The second train entered the area. The speed and closeness of the train left no reaction time for escape. The engineer, despite seeing them, was unable to stop due to the train's speed and massive weight. The impact happened in a split second. Isa Ricker and Kelsey Webster died instantly. Savannah Webster, who was severely injured, was taken to the hospital. She remained in intensive care for several days, but eventually, due to severe injuries, she passed away. After the incident, the families and the local community fell into deep shock and grief.
Selfie on a rooftop.
A 23-year-old TikToker was in search of the perfect selfie for the sunset, but the roof beneath her feet was made of death. This is the tragedy of Kubra Dogan that happened in Turkey August 23, 2021. Kubra Dogan, along with her 16-year-old cousin, had gone to the rooftop of the family's residence. Their goal was to record a video and take attractive and unique selfies. This rooftop, like many old buildings in the city, had sections covered with plastic sheets or temporary lightweight coverings. These coverings in no way could support the weight of a person. While Kubra was searching for the best angle for the video, she stepped on this unsafe section. At that moment, the sheet beneath her feet broke. She had no chance to save herself or maintain her balance. The fall was from a height of 50 to 60 meters. The fall was so severe that it left no opportunity for reaction, and she immediately lost her life. Her cousin, who was filming, only saw the sound of the sheet breaking and then the sudden disappearance of Kubra from the camera frame. She immediately screamed to alert the family. Emergency forces quickly arrived at the scene, but the fall was so severe that no help could save Kubra, and her death was confirmed on the spot. This incident caused severe shock and sparked widespread reaction on social media. Kubra's family announced that the rooftop covering was obviously unsafe, and they intend to file a lawsuit against the building contractor.
Selfie on a cliff edge.
A 23-year-old gymnast was searching for the best angle for photography, but one wrong step led her from the edge of one of Europe's most beautiful castles toward a horrific death. This is the story of Natalie Sticheva, August 15, 2024. Natalie Sticheva, a gymnast from the Czech Republic, had come with her friends to the Tegelberg Mountains in the state of Bavaria, Germany. Their goal was photography and selfies from the breathtaking view of the famous castle Neuschwanstein for social media. To find a better angle, she moved very close to the edge of Tegelberg Mountain. At that moment, disaster struck. Natalie either lost her balance or the rocky edge beneath her feet broke. Whatever the reason, the fall was sudden and fatal. The fall was from an approximate height of 80 meters. She was dragged down with force and suffered severe and immediate injuries. Rescue forces quickly acted and transported her to the hospital using a helicopter. But the severity of the injuries was such that after 6 days and after being taken off life support, she lost her life. This incident caused a huge shock for her family, friends, and the gymnastics community. Her friends confirmed that the exact cause of the fall was either a slip or the breaking of the rock. This incident once again reminded everyone of the deadly risk of selfies in high places and cliff edges.
Selfie on top of a train.
Year 2015 in Romania, an 18-year-old girl decided to climb on top of a rail carriage in a rail yard to capture a dangerous perspective. She was looking for an angle that would make her photo more attractive. Unaware of the real danger, she entered an area where high-voltage electrical equipment was located. While she was adjusting the camera to take a selfie, her hand or part of her body came into contact with the high-voltage wire above the carriage. The voltage intensity of the wire was so high that it caused instant electrocution. The electric current at that very moment caused her body to suffer severe burns and catch fire. The scene happened so fast that no one could react, and any attempt to save her was practically impossible. Rescue forces, upon arriving at the scene, could only confirm her death, and there was no way to prevent the tragedy. This incident drew media attention to the potential dangers of taking selfies in hazardous environments. Safety experts repeatedly emphasized that approaching high-voltage power lines, even for a few seconds, can be deadly, and no attractive photo is worth a human life.
Selfie with Waterfall.
A famous influencer spent her life breaking safety rules. She loved standing on high places, but one simple slip ended it all. This is the story of Sophia Chung, which happened in Hong Kong, July 10, 2021. Sophia Chung, a 32-year-old influencer from Hong Kong, had gone with her friends to Hai Pak Lai Nature Park. Due to her interest, Sophia often chose high places, such as cliffs and dangerous edges for photography, to capture attractive and unique images for her social media pages. That day, she decided to stand on the edge of a waterfall to find the best possible angle for a selfie. At that moment, her foot slipped on the rock and she completely lost her balance. The fall into the pool at the bottom of the waterfall occurred. Its depth was about 5 meters. Her friends, who witnessed the accident, immediately called emergency services. Rescue teams arrived at the scene in the shortest possible time. Despite immediate efforts, when Sophia was pulled out of the water, she was unconscious and severely injured. She was immediately taken to the hospital, but doctors' efforts to revive her were unsuccessful, and her death was confirmed the same day. This incident received widespread coverage in the media and on social networks. Sophia was known for repeatedly posting dangerous photos in unsafe locations. Her pages were full of images showing her on cliffs, high places, and beside waterfalls.
Selfie with a gun.
A different selfie was a voluntary death sentence. Father's gun in the hands of a 15-year-old boy, loaded and ready to fire. This is the tragedy of Ramandeep Singh in Punjab, India, August 22, 2014. Ramandeep Singh decided to capture a different and exciting photo. He took his father's gun in his hand and held his phone with the other hand to take the picture. At that moment, the trigger was accidentally pulled. The bullet first passed through his nose and then struck his head, causing severe and irreparable damage to his brain and skull. His family immediately took him to the hospital, but the injuries were so severe that doctors could not save his life, and about 2 days after the incident, his death was confirmed. The police announced that the gun had been kept loaded in the house. Therefore, the teenager had easy access to the weapon, and no sufficient safety measures had been taken. This incident was presented as a warning example of the dangers of taking selfies with firearms. Safety experts emphasized that handling a gun and attempting to take a selfie can, in just a moment, lead to an irreparable disaster.
Selfie with a snake.
Another selfie, but this time danger was combined with a lie. He believed the snake was harmless. This is the tragedy of Dharamveer. In India, November 12, 2022, in the state of Uttar Pradesh, India, a 26-year-old man named Dharamveer, during the annual Kokoda exhibition, decided to take a selfie with a snake. He picked up the snake and draped it around his neck to find the right angle for the photo. At that moment, the snake bit him. Severe symptoms such as convulsions and intense pain quickly appeared, but his family and those around him initially thought his condition was not serious. Dharamveer quickly fell to the ground. His condition worsened by the minute. A few minutes later, Dharamveer's hands and body swelled and he became completely unconscious. The snake handler had told them the snake is harmless. He even provided some herbal medicine to reduce swelling in the victim's hands and body. His family immediately took him to the nearest medical center, but it was already too late. Given the time elapsed from the moment of the bite to arrival at the medical center, administering the antidote in time was not possible. Dharamveer lost his life at the center. This incident received widespread coverage in local and international media. Experts emphasized that attempting to take photos when facing dangerous animals can lead to instant death. If you'd like to see more stories like this, make sure to follow the channel and share your suggestions for future videos in the comments section.